I think it's no secret to a lot of people that I am a very big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog. Since I was a little kid, I've loved this speedy blue hedgehog for how cool he was. At least for the brain of a 7-year-old, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Look, I'm gonna be completely honest when I say this. I stopped caring for Sonic for the longest time. It wasn't until I watched the third Sonic movie that really got me back onto the hype train for Sonic as a whole. Playing through the adventure games, the Sonic X Shadow Generations, and loving every single minute of it. So I thought to myself, why didn't I do a review of every single mainline Sonic game, from the original back in '91, all the way up to Shadow Generations in 2024. This video is not going to be like most of my videos. As of writing the script, I have no idea how long this will take, but I hope it won't be too long, considering Sonic 1 is fairly short with only having 6 zones and 1 boss zone. So sit back, relax, grab a snack and a beverage of choice, and let's dive into the very first game, where the Blue Blur himself debuted. I'm going to be playing the game with the Fusion emulator because I am too fucking broke to afford Sonic Origins. $30 for games you can just play on your phone for free is wild. But you know what? Sega, you do you. You do you, Sega. There is no delay when loading into the game. After seeing the main menu and pressing start, you are immediately thrown into the game. Starting with the infamous first zone, Green Hill Zone. Green Hill is a really good starting level. Apparently so much that Sega loves using it in a lot of other games. But besides that, Green Hill is the best way to introduce new players to Sonic. You learn everything you need to know here. How Sonic moves depending on his current speed and momentum, slopes that can speed him up, and rolling the tear through badniks throughout the map. It lets newer players get a feel for how Sonic handles. My only issue is that there is no spin nest in the original Sonic, and it wasn't added until Sonic 2, a year later. Other than teaching the player how to learn how to control Sonic, the level lets you move at a good pace, letting you stop for breaks whenever you need it. And exploring the level with the many routes you can find is always extremely rewarding, such as finding monsters with rings, lives, or powers to aid you while traversing the level. And nobody can ever forget that catchy tune for Green Hill. Even non-Sonic fans can recognize it with how popular it is. Every zone has 3 parts, or acts, each one adding more to the difficulty of a level to sort of challenge you with what you know of the level. In every Act 3 of a stage, there is a boss that you have to face in order to move on to a new zone. And here is where we meet the infamous Dr. Eggman, or Ivo Robotnik as the USA manual of the game says. The first encounter with Eggman is easy, but it keeps you on your toes to have you not falter. Make sure you don't cheat the fight by spam jumping and letting you know that there are consequences if you play in a risky manner. So there's a sort of risk reward for fighting him. The reward being that you get extra hit, but the risk of taking damage yourself is still a huge liability. So after you beat Eggman for the first time, you have a very good taste in your mouth from what you experience. A decent sized level that has everything you need to know about the game. So, how does the next level live up? How did it come to this? Marble Zone is the level right after Green Hill, but the pacing slows to a crawl, and it makes me, someone with ADHD, very angry because I cannot sit still at all. Marble Zone takes what I loved about Green Hill and just flops it onto its head, and it just makes me weep because of how fucking slow this level is. You had a good sense of speed in Green Hill, but now you feel like an old man trying to cross a damn street with how slow you have to go in this level. It gets harder, sure, but you never get a good opportunity to use your speed here, and when you do, you always end up getting punished for it. Oh, you fucking While you still do have the act of being able to search for goodies if you stumble across them, there is no visual indicator that there is one. Like, look at this one! You have to run into a wall to get some items. That's a fucking Doom level-ass secret right there, dude. The Eggman boss is a bit easier than the Green Hill one. You can hit him twice, then you have to go to a different platform before he covers it in fire. It's sort of made up for the level's shitty gameplay. Thankfully, we do get a return of some sense of speed in the next zone, Springyard Zone. This level is more focused on Sonic being able to build up speed on slopes, which is the core game mechanic you learned back in Green Hill, but it still suffers from what I like to call Marble Zone Syndrome. There are points where it becomes really slow and it gets on my nerves a lot. Springyard was a lift up from Marble Zone for sure, so surely the next level is going to be better, right? This level can burn in the depths of video game design hell. This level is everything I hate about a Sonic level. It's slow, boring, underwater, and you can die so easily in this fucking level. I can't stress it to you enough. Labyrinth Zone is fucking trash! Like, you had a good basis from Springyard Zone, but fuck me, man, this shit is not fun at all. I feel like an old man walking with how slow this level's pacing can be at times. And we will not be discussing for the boss for this fucking stage either. This stage is the bane of my existence, and every time I play it, I wish I could die. Next zone following, Starlight Zone is thankfully an easier and more fun stage, having more branching paths and faster gameplay, from what you'd expect in Green Hill. The final regular zone, Scrap Brain Zone, is a test of basically everything you've learned as you play through the game. Rolling, jumping, dying. But jokes aside, this stage is pretty good, and after beating Ectopus level, you get a very small cutscene with Eggman. He set it for later so you can't reach him, so he dropped into the next deck, which I think is really cool. No. No, no. Hell no. No! No! Why? Why, Sega? Why, Sonic Team? It was going so well! And you decided to bring back the shittiest stage in the fucking game! This might as well be called Labyrinth Zone Act 4 because it's literally just that, but it's colored gray. So, after playing through Hell Act 4, you finally reach Eggman with the first final boss in Sonic history. The Egg Crusher, or Pillars. This boss fucking sucks, by the way. But, to be fair, this will be the groundwork of so many other bosses in Sonic games for years to come. And after beating him, you travel back to Green Hill Zone to play the short and sweet ending cutscene with Sonic running, having saved the day from Dr. Eggman as he jumps at the camera and strikes a pose. There is a different ending, however. So when you collect all 6 of the mystical Chaos Emeralds. Right, I should talk about special stages. When you reach the end of a level and you have 50 rings, you can go into a giant ring to teleport you to the special stage, giving you a shot at a Chaos Emerald. But the Sonic Level special stage is pretty fucking tedious, and I'm glad they make it better in other games, so I'll just play the fucking other cutscene. So this concludes our journey. We've had a lot of ups and downs with this game, but this is what lays the groundwork for the franchise we all know and love to this day. I'm Cracksbacks, and this is Sonic the Hedgehog.